Folks, I was bored, so I decided to pick up Eternal Might Commander deck, open it up on camera, and go over the cards with you. Well, this is about the worst pull tab ever. Alright, there we go. Let's dive into it here. Do they still do those sample collector booster packs? Well, I guess that answers that. Aetherdrift sample collector booster. Now, pretty sure I've never gotten a good card out of a sample collector booster in any of these commander decks ever. Can this be it? Can this be our first? Where's that Chrome Mox? Where's that Chrome Mox? Let's go. How about Possession Engine instead? Borderless Foil Possession Engine. Alright, and yeah, some garbagey. When this vehicle enters Scry 2 crew. Yeah, total trash. Well, I guess that keeps the streak alive, right? Unfortunately, it's not the streak you want. Here's the deck box nobody ever uses. I mean, literally, I've never seen anybody use these things. I mean, here's your unsleeved deck ready to play. Yeah. Alrighty. Eternal Might Commander. Looks like they've got some leaflet here. It's going to have some art. Tells you about the front-facing commander. See if the backside tells you about the note. There's an alternate commander. History of. Here it is, folks. There goes the punch outs. +1/+1 counters, and that's it. Very boring. Now, let's see if they put one of those pull tabs on here so you can open it without ruining it. They give you the borderless foil commander in this one, huh? It is Noctumen's Will? Yeah. I'm not quite sure who Noctumen is. If you know who Noctumen is, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Tell me who Noctumen is. This guy is Noctumen's Will. Basically, you know, Noctumen's bootlicker. Does what he says. Without question. Thinks he's going to get something out of it. Never will. And Hashatan, Scarab's Fist. I mean, this is the one everybody's really come here for, right? Much more interesting, much more powerful commander. Maybe not within the context of this deck, but, you know, just overall commander. This guy is just amazing. I mean, basically 3 mana. Any creature for 3 mana can be a 4/4. You just got to find a way to discard it. Let's get into the actual cards. We're on Wings of Gold. Let's see if I can focus this a little better. Yeah, I saw it. It's in there. There you go. Creatures you control are zombies. Creatures you control that are zombies and tokens get 1/1 and have flying. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 zombie creature token. It's a pretty good little token buff. 1/1 and flying. And a little token generator all in one. Overall, I think it's a pretty good card. That might hold some value going into the future. Tokens are always possible. We've got Renewed Solidarity. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/0 at the beginning of your upkeep. For each token you control of the chosen type that enter this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. When you generate tokens, you generate more tokens and they get a little buff. Flying at the beginning of each end step, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. This is I don't know how this fits into the. I don't think this deck has a whole lot of aim, but this seems like, you know, like a Black-White or a Mardu Aristocrats. Just would be an all-star and something like that. You can sacrifice 4 or 5 creatures. And this is at the beginning of each end step, so, you know, if you want to surprise people, as if, you know, they're not going to see it coming, right? But still, whenever an opponent activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mana ability, you create a 1/1 zombie. Triggers only once each turn. Yeah, there's the rub right there. This ability triggers only once each turn. You're garbage. You're garbage. I don't know why they do that on such a weak ability. If it was some powerful ability that could combo out and win the game, or shut somebody else's deck off, like 1 damage every time they activate, whatever. It makes 1, I don't know. Doesn't seem very powerful. Doesn't seem very punishing. Uh, Vigilance, whenever this creature enters, draw cards equal to the number of... Yeah, this guy's great. Draw cards equal to the number of zombies you control, or the number of zombie cards in your graveyard, whichever is greater. So, a lot of times, effects like this, they just trash as far as, somebody, I have it in my hand, I'm going to cast the next turn. Somebody casts a Wrath, you're 3-4 turns of rebuilding away from casting this guy and getting anything significant out of him. Now you can just cast them and get the cards because they're in their graveyard. Very nice card right there. And there's a zombie. Yeah, it's zombies only. You can't pick a creature type. It has to be zombies. 2 for a 2/1 flying. Each creature card in your hand has cycling 2. This guy's a pretty cool little card. You might see him start to pop up in any sort of deck that wants to discard. I was thinking of putting in my Sephiroth of the Hidden Ways deck because you want to be putting creatures into your graveyard, triggering Venture into the dungeon, and now all the creatures in your hand can cycle and do just that. Here we've got Lost Monarch of Ifnir. Whatever the hell you crazy names. Afflict 3 whenever this creature becomes blocked. Defending player loses 3 life. Other zombies you control have Afflict 3. That's pretty good. Actually, that's pretty good. You got your little army of zombies and you want to take somebody out. They got all kinds of blockers, like whatever block, you're going to die anyway. At the beginning of your second main phase, if a player was dealt combat damage by a zombie this turn, mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Kind of cool. Little card advantage. If you can take advantage of the mill, if you can take advantage of the zombie theme, that guy does a lot for you. Accursed Doonyard, kind of like Swarmyard for undead. Regenerate target skeleton, specter, spirit, vampire, wraith, or zombie. Really cool card. I like it. I'm not sure how powerful it is though. Commence the end game. We've seen that a million times. But enough. Crypt Breaker, a nice little reprint. It looks like we're past the new cards and into the reprints. We get Grave Titan. Just pretty much outdone nowadays. Grave Crawler. No matter how many times they print this guy, he stays like there was a time when he was up to like 30, 40 bucks, right? And he's just been reprinted over and over again. But no matter how many times they reprint him, he is still worth, $5, $6. He's a great card. Midnight Reaper, been printed a million times by now. Murderous Rider. Zombie Master, a classic. Somehow there's an angel in this zombie deck. I guess it has Embalm, right? So it can become a zombie, so I think it makes sense. When this creature enters, you may exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Yeah. Meh. 5 mana, 3/4 flyer, not that great. I guess the Embalm ability is better. Dusk Till Dawn. Ketra God Eternal. Another nice little reprint. Timeless Dragon's pretty whatever. Champion of Wits, good card, but again, it's been printed a million times, so it's just not going to be something that anybody's excited over. Forgotten Creation, Skulk. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all the cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. I don't think this is a reprint, is it? I think this is a new card. Could be wrong. I'll put it up here. I'll have to check it out. Pull from tomorrow, definitely reprint. Rancher in Many Faces, reprint. Enter the battlefield, copy of a creature on the battlefield, except if this creature was embalmed, the token has no mana cost and is a force. Yep. Archfiend of Ifnir. This is something you really want in that Hashatan Scarab's Fist deck. You can see how this deck's kind of all over the place. Like this guy, I guess he does work with the front-facing commander. You got to have whenever you draw a card. Yeah, he doesn't really work that well with the front-facing. He works well with what Hashatan wants to do, but not well with what the front-facing commander likes to do. But there isn't a lot of discard stuff. It's just kind of all over the place. Here we've got Cemetery Reaper, Crowded Crypt reprint, Damn, decent reprint. Red Summons. I love this card. I've got it in a few decks. Just does so much. If you want to mill cards, you want to get cards in your graveyard. And then, of course, you always want a bunch of token creatures. Dread Horde Invasion. I mean, they should just stop putting that in anything. It's just terrible. Liliana Death's Majesty. Yeah, another terrible. Never Return. Not so interesting. Plague Belcher. When this creature enters, put 2/1/1 counters on target creature you control. Whenever another zombie you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Kind of cool. Plague Belcher. Rot Hulk. He's always nice to have. Scare of God. Nice reprint. God Pharaoh's Gift. I think this was reprinted in something not that long ago. I pulled it out of something. Maybe it was in Mystery Booster, I think. I don't know. I think so. Not 100% sure. Maskwood Nexus, they put this in any tribal deck. I don't know. I don't understand why. You know, it's very expensive. If you're playing a tribal deck, you're not going to have all your creatures be that tribe anyway. And then 3 for a 2/2, it's just not that great, in my humble opinion. Atakara Wastes, good land. Caves of Kolios, good land, but they've been surpassed by the lands from the Aetherdrift, because the Aetherdrift lands. Oh, this is a 1 damage. Okay, never mind. This is like Atakara Waste. I was thinking it was the Tainted Cycle. Never mind. Ignore me. Drowned Catacombs, Exotic Orchard. You know, your typical stuff. Fetid Pools. Yuck. Glacial Fortress. Well, you got to reprint them once or twice a year. They're gonna start to shoot up in price, right? Irrigated Farmland, Isolated Chapel, Prairie Stream. Let's see if there's anything interesting in here from here on. You don't need to see all this, right? Crappy lands, more crappy lands, crappy land. Underground River, another pain land. It's a good one. Unholy Grotto, that's a good reprint. I guess you can't hardly see right here. You go. Tap for a colorless or black tap. Put target zombie card from your graveyard on top of your library. So if your best zombie is in your graveyard, you just keep putting them back on top, and they're going to have to get rid of them, or they're going to have to face them over and over and over again. Swords to Plowshare is pretty boring. Corpse Augur, Blinding Mummy, Corpse Knight, Arcane Signet, Soul Ring Command Tower, Path of Ancestry, Blinding Mummy, Cast Out, Eternal Skylord, Fleshbag Marauder, Gem Palm Polluter. I love that guy. Gem Palm cards are you. That was there's a Goblin one that's a Gem Palm something. Gem Palm Incinerator. It's pretty good too. Lord of the Accursed. Zombies gain menace. Yeah, it's a good one to have in your zombie deck. Twisted Abomination, Undead Augur. I mean, these are all, I think, just reprints, right? And then Obante's Monument's a nice little reprint for you. Commander Spear. Signets are always nice to have. Gate to the Afterlife, whatever. Talismans and Signets. Ash Barrens. Desert of the Glorified. Desert. Yep. Evolving Wilds, Ors of those Terramorphic Expanse, and then Basic Lands. That's it. So, I mean, there's some good new cards in this deck. Hashatan himself, very cool. I don't think the front-facing commander is actually all that fired good, because he's like 5 to cast, no ETB. If he dies once, he's 7 to bring back. Maybe you got a reanimation, you get it, whatever. But it just seems like there's a whole lot of setup to make him work, and the cards you need to set him up aren't really zombie themed cards. You need cards that let you draw a lot of cards. Zombies aren't known for their card draw. You know what I mean? They put some stuff in here to try to help that, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think Temet, Nakatoom's Will, how the hell? Noctimon's Will. Yeah, but Desert of the Curse is a good card. I mean, the Archfiend is going to be great in zombie decks, especially if you can take advantage of the mill. He always gets you a card. This is an interesting card. I think this card is a great card in any zombie tribe. This guy, I think he's kind of a miss. This guy's great, but not in this deck. Not in. I don't think he's really a zombie theme kind of thing, unless you got like a sacrifice zombie kind of deck going on. I mean, this is really great in any token deck. It doesn't even really look like a token deck. There's some token stuff, but not a whole lot. And on Wings of Gold again, great in a token deck, but this doesn't really seem very tokeny. Probably really much better with Hashtan because he creates tokens. So, I mean, yeah, this is something you want to play with Hashtan right here at the beginning of your end step for each token you control of the chosen type that entered this turn. Create a token that's a copy of it, and then Hashtan, you know, you discard a card, or you discard a creature card, you pay 3 and make a token copy of it. So with that out, you get another one at the end of your turn. Really nice. A lot of good cards. The deck itself, I don't think, is anything I would sleeve up and play. I just wanted a bunch of these cards. But it's kind of too all over the place. I'm not really interested in Temet at all. But I think Hashtan, like most people, Hashtan is very interesting, and I might build me a Hashtan deck coming up pretty soon here. But anyway, that's it. Please leave a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, so when any more of my high quality content goes up, you will get a notification, and you'll see it right away. You can open it up and see what I'm opening, wasting my money on today. And until then, this is Impulse TCG, signing out.